Ominous. What does it mean to you?
It's inspiration.
Altman-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Do you buy that? Are you influenced by what you saw Robert Altman do?
Yes, but it's funny because I really was thinking a lot about Nashville when I wrote Boogie Nights. You know,
Yeah.
I was sort of going, blatantly either ripping it off or totally being influenced or whatever. But I think what happens is it's in my DNA, you know. It's that I grew up watching those movies and seeing those movies. So, you know, it's just informed me and informed how I want to tell stories. So I've learned from that, and hopefully I can bring something new.
Was Altman like that on set? Was Altman like allowing people, like we let people speak, extras talk, and totally. I mean, I know that Elliot Gould told me that once on California Split, that those scenes and those casinos, it's just deafening. Everyone's talking, and he let it live.
Totally, but I also think that there are as the master who sort of invented that multi-track thing. We here are definitely the children of that, but thankfully have learned, I think, from those mistakes, because there are some of those films. There are some times in California Split where you're like, "Good try, but I can't hear a fucking word."
Well, you know that famous story about Warren Beatty.
Yes, I do.
Premiere of what became
right, you know,
20 minutes in, is this the whole movie sound like this? And Altman like, yeah right. What's the problem? Altman was a big gambler, so I just found like a huge gambler in his late period. I mean,
I didn't know the gambling part of him as much. I mean,
you must have loved. You must have been. He must have been huge for you. Yeah.
I loved hanging around with him.
That's insanity to me.
He was he was obsessed with that. I mean, there's a guy, John Pritchett, who's still in the business, who did Shortcuts. I've done a bunch of films with him, and he could still do it. I brought it up to him the other day, and he's like, "You got a place to put the truck?"
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But he was a perfect example of like, he had a fucking truck for sound, but at least the set that I was on, it felt like 10 people. Mm-hmm. So maybe there were 40 people. But it never felt that way. And maybe that's the thing. It kind of it's whatever. Maybe you could have 100 people, but if the vibe is good, it can feel like a small.
That Altman thing kind of moved through you in a couple movies.
Yeah, for sure.
In the newest one, a lot, right?
Yeah. The funny thing is, it was the first time I really tried to. I mean, I had to size up. I mean, there's some similarities to The Long Goodbye, but I just thought, I don't need to do another Altman movie.
I didn't quite feel that. I mean, I think The Long Goodbye is pretty sparse.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is
not sparse.
Altman. I mean, I think The Long Goodbye and Nashville, seeing them for the first time was probably one of the biggest holy fucking shit moments of my life. What the
really?
I look at this. Yeah, for sure. But with this one, I remember thinking, I've got to try to forget that this film exists, The Long Goodbye, because there's similarities. You just sort of got a detective thing and all that, but just put it to the side. Don't even think about it. I mean, Nashville, of course, and sort of the way that you have sort of multi-characters and sort of intersecting lives and all that kind of stuff. But
where'd you see Baker Hall?
Secret Honor.
Secret Honor, is that the Altman?
That's the Altman movie.
The Nixon movie.
Yeah.
He didn't play Nixon.
He played Nixon. It's just him in a room.
That was him?
Yeah.
Why didn't I know that? That was astounding.
It's great.
And it's like not one that everyone knows.
Mm-mm. And the Altman-esque thing, there was somebody that said, this is like Altman on amphetamines. So I appreciated that. So he'll smoke pot and I'll take amphetamines,
All right.